It's time to get our Mr. Maker on. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of What's Behind the Devil's Door. It's a behind the scenes look at what it's taking to create my upcoming short film, The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. Now, today we are on the other side of our set and we are going to be looking at props today and creating, or in this case, recreating one of the props that will be featured in the film. Now that is, of course, the one and only Orpheus and the Underworld. In this film, obviously, we've got a character named Jack Orpheus Morse, and the story and the tragedy of Orpheus in the Greek tragedy is heavily influencing Jack's story. The idea of someone making a deal to bring someone back from the dead was definitely influential in creating Jack's story. So today, I thought, why not show you guys how to make your own book prop? So that's what we're gonna do. So, for starters, what are you going to need to make your own book prop? First of all, you're going to need a book. Any old book that is no longer needed and has a great hardcover as well, I do suggest. Now, I found this one at my local library, no longer needed, in great condition for what it is going to be used to make. So this was a perfect little find. You are also going to need some fabric. Now, I got this cotton canvas fabric from my local craft store. I got 2 options of color. So I've got this dark green color, and I also got this golden yellow color for another book prop that I made for the film as well. You are also going to need some scissors. Craft scissors are the way to go when you are cutting fabric, so if you do have a pair, definitely use those. You are also going to need a ruler and a pencil to mark out the areas where you'll be cutting. You will also need to grab a hot glue gun with some spare glue sticks to help stick on the fabric. Now, if you are a kid that is doing this, you may need to get an adult to help out because it can get quite difficult. So you'll want to make sure that you have an adult on standby just in case. You will also want to grab some paintbrushes, a paint palette as well, which in today's case is just going to be some cardboard. You also need your acrylic paints. We've chosen today whites, black and gold, keeping it very traditional. You also need some water in a cup as well to help rinse out your paint brushes. You also may want to grab some paper as well when you're crafting your design. Obviously, I'm going to recreate this book here. So this is my design already done, but if you haven't thought of one, just quickly grab some paper, grab your pencil and draw out some ideas, and once you found the one that you're happy with, get started. And with that, you are pretty much ready to go. Let's start with step 1. Step 1, clear your table. It's pretty obvious. Step 2, fold out your fabric on the table. So we've cleared our table. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this because we're not going to use that one today. But we're going to be using the good old green fabric. Now, you want to make sure you lay out this fabric onto your table. Give yourself enough room as well to open up as much of the fabric as you can. Step 3, lay the book on the fabric. Then measure and mark 5 centimeters on each side of the book. Next, you want to grab your book. When you're measuring out your book against the cotton canvas fabric, you want to make sure that you are leaving some room on the side. Now, this is where you want to grab your ruler and pencil, and you want to measure about a good 5 centimeters on each side of the book. Okay, on second thought, I'm gonna need a marker. I'll be back. Right, I'm back with my marker. so this way I can see, and this way you can see as well. Now, let's get back to measuring 5 centimeters on each side. Now once you've jotted out where the 5 centimeter difference is, you want to take off your book, pop that off to the side, and grab your marker yet again, and using your ruler, you just want to measure a straight line across each side of the book. Step 4. Cut out the marked rectangle on your fabric with the craft scissors. Right, so now that you've traced out and outlined the perimeter of your book, what you want to do now is you want to grab those craft scissors and you want to start cutting out your fabric. Voila! There we have it. So that is now going to be the outline for our book cover. Now with the rest of the fabric, you can fold that away. We can just fold it later. Right, let's get on to the next part. Step 5. Ensure your rectangle covers the entirety of the book cover. In other words, make sure the fabric fits around the cover of the book, especially when folded over. Trust me, I've done it before many times and failed. But you won't. Now, this is where it's going to get a little tricky. So, yet again, if you're a kid that's doing this, get the adult to help out. Now, you want to make sure that your book is central, the spine is central to the fabric, and you want to lay it out like so, just to make sure that it will cover the entirety of the book. And measuring up, it definitely will. So, the next thing you want to do is you want to get your hot glue gun ready. So, I'm going to go and switch it on and wait for it to warm up. Now, in the meantime, what I'll talk about whilst it's warming up is how we cast it. So for casting, I find my actors through a website called Star Now. Now, Star Now is a talent-based website where you can post jobs for films, for modeling, for actors, crew, anyone like that, and they can submit their interests and provide self-tapes and all that stuff. Now, it was actually a bit more difficult this time to try and find our actors, but we have scored some incredible actors, especially our lead actor, Jeremiah, who is wonderful. I definitely remember the first audition, which was over Zoom, and that was so interesting to see just how committed he was to the role. He brought along like a wrapping paper roll as the makeshift axe. It was quite fun because when he was sort of throwing it towards the camera, like the whole camera fell and everything, I look back with fondness on that moment because I knew then, like, he's committed. He is so committed. Step 7. Apply the glue to the fabric and stick the fabric swiftly onto the exterior cover of the book. So once your hot glue gun is ready to go, beware, it is hot. You want to grab your book, make sure it's as in line as possible, and you want to start applying the glue just at the spine down here. And you just want to go along the fabric like so, and make sure it's all smoothened out as much as possible. And you want to start pressing down quite firmly onto the fabric. This hot glue dries very, very quickly, so you want to make sure that you grab it very quickly. And voila! We are getting good at this. Next, you want to grab the back cover of the book, and you're wanting to make sure that you apply the glue there as well. So I would just fold it over like so and do a really big X on the back where it does dry quickly. So quickly pop the cover over and make sure it's all firmly pressed down as well, like so. If there's anything excess that's still uncovered, just make sure you apply the last bit of glue and cover it up like so. There we are. It's giving vintage. Step 8. Cut the corners of the fabric and stick down the remaining fabric onto the inside of the cover. Next part, what you want to do is you want to make sure you open your book to the middle page. And this is where you want to put your glue gun to the side for now. What you want to do, you want to grab the sides and you want to grab your scissors. You want to make a diagonal cut across the corners. What you'll be cutting off is basically a triangle. So yet again, if you are a child doing this, get the adult to help. You can pop your excess scraps to the side for now. And you also want to make another triangle just where the covers intersect with the pages. So that way, when you fold over the fabric, it's going to be a really nice clean cut. So you want to make sure that you grab your hot glue gun again, because we're going to be folding over the excess fabric onto the internal side of the covers. But ladies and gents, that is how it's done. Almost. Step 9, design and decorate the fabric cover of your book. So now that we've got our fabric on our book, what we want to do is we want to grab our design. We want to look at it and we obviously want to try and replicate what we've made. Now, obviously this isn't the same size book, so I'll have to sort of reconsider the design a bit. I might have to compromise a few things, but I'll make it work. Let's get started. So what you want to do is you want to get your paints ready. So for this one we used gold and white, so I'll get those out and ready to go. Okay, I'll put those there. So when you're thinking of getting some paintbrushes, you want to make sure that you get at least one fine paintbrush as well. So that way, when you're writing any letters or anything like that, it's very clear from a distance. Without further ado, let's have a look at what we did. So we did Orpheus and the Underworld. So let's grab the gold again. Okay. This is how it's looking so far. Now, obviously we're going to have to do multiple coats, but this is the beginning of it, at least. And now we continue with the rest of it. Okay, so that's how it's looking so far. Now you can tell I've kind of gone on a bit of an angle there because I tried to fit Underworld in, but it kind of got off to the side there, but that's okay. It's just a prop and it's not the actual prop that will feature, but it's just an example of what you could do at least. Okay, there we have it. That's Orpheus in the Underworld there. Now, let's try and recreate the little swirls and decorations around the side as well. Right, it's looking really nice actually. I'm quite chuffed how it's looking. So now we just gotta grab our white paint, rinse off the water here and start applying all the little dots and swirls as the ornamentation. There we have it. That is how you make your own book prop. Now obviously we need to let that dry before we do anything, but that is an almost replica. It's not the best, but it's an almost replica of what will feature in the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. I also did decorate the spine on this one as well, which you can do with the exact same paints and everything. It's just a bit of a smaller canvas, but it's practically the same thing as what we've done on the front. So there we have it. That's how you do a prop book, and that's how you make it yourself. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me put that together. It took some time to get there, but we got there. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just down there. Like this video as well if you enjoyed the process of putting this all together, and comment below what you're keen to find out more about this film. Are you keen to explore the depths of where we go to with Jack Orpheus Morse, or do you want to find out more about his story? Let me know in the comments below. But with that said and done, this is your captain signing off, and yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.